It's been talked about for a very long time. The original trail, my understanding is that it was built in the early 80s. I think people have been using the track around the lake since many decades ago. But Taku Conservation Society was the first group that came out here and did any actual formal trail work. In recent years, the trail's been almost impassable unless you're a very agile hiker and willing to go up and over lots of fallen trees and wet spots. But most recently, the big push to build the trails happened in about the last 3 to 4 years. And it's been led by the University of Alaska Southeast and the City and Borough of Juneau. So the trail is going to be about 6,000 feet long for this phase, and it starts on Glacier Highway and follows the base of Peterson Hill around the south shore of the lake all the way up to Goat Hill in the back. The trail is meant to connect the university to the surrounding community, to provide an educational opportunity for students to come out. There's already been a lot of work associated with the trail that's helped students at the university doing archaeological research and research on the lake itself, and that is going to continue once the trail is in place. The trail is also going to serve an important education component to the community. There's going to be lots of interpretive signage talking about the nature of Auke Lake and what people will see when they're out here. The trail itself has been built from the beginning with the ecology of the lake in mind, and we've worked really closely with the City and Borough of Juneau, the Army Corps of Engineers, the Department of Natural Resources, Fish and Game, the National Marine Fisheries Service, many agencies and folks who live in this area to try to make this the best trail that we can make it. The design of the trail is intended to protect the shoreline ecology of the lake, and one of the ways that we do that is through this construction technique back here, where we lay a layer of porous fabric down directly on top of the wetlands, lay some loose crushed rock on top of that, and eventually when the trail is nearing completion, we'll cover that with a layer of very fine glacial till that'll provide a nice surface for folks in wheelchairs or bicycles to ride on. And in addition to the trail surface, we've also spent a lot of time and effort with the Department of Natural Resources identifying different streams along the way that are important fish habitat, and in those areas we've moved away from using culvert pipes and we've gone ahead and put in bridges, small footbridges over the creeks, and it's going to make the trail even neater, and it's actually going to do a lot more to help conserve the ecology of the lake. We expect to have it finished this year. The bridge over Auke Creek might be a little bit later, but we will have the floating boardwalks complete this year, and the trail along the main part of the trail at the base of Peterson Hill and south of Auke Lake will be complete, we think, this year.